So from a 3D point of view, as I said, when I read The Great Reset by Klaus Schwab, I very quickly realized that there was a strategic master plan not in that book that all, well, maybe not all, but most of the 193 countries in the world had signed up to. And they had all been signed up and given essentially a strategic operations manual with everything, all the scripts and everything to implement this Great Reset plan, down to things like legislation, boilerplate legislation, which, you know, every country has done the same thing in lockstep. So I quickly realized it was a global corporate hostile takeover bid. And of course, that all of the key political leaders had been carefully positioned, groomed by the World Economic Forum Young Leaders Programme, and put in strategic roles like Justin Trudeau, Jacinda Ardern, Macron, Boris Johnson, definitely on the payroll of the elite. Biden bankrolled into position, just a sock puppet, basically. So all of these key, you know, politicians, leaders, you know, have been put in these positions. And so as soon as Boris Johnson won the election, it was like they said, right, we've got the final chess piece in place and we can press the button on it. That was my sense of what happened. And so we are basically now seeing the New World Order, you know, bulldoze, the attempt to bulldoze through the New World Order. So that's kind of what's happening. But of course, this is the interesting thing about the Great Reset. In that book, it anticipates societal unrest, but it says it will come with violence. And this is the big fly in the ointment of the Great Reset. The Klaus Schwab didn't anticipate that the uprising would be so peaceful. And the fact that it hasn't been violent is a massive fly in the ointment, because all of the violence has been on the part of the police. And because there's no violence, they can't justify martial law, or they can't just, even the Police Act that they tried to bulldoze through was rejected by the House of Lords. So that's one huge thing in our favor, is that the uprising has been completely peaceful, and it's been really beautiful to witness.
Can I just ask you, before you carry on, do you recommend people read that book? Is it heavy going, or the Klaus Schwab?
Well, I read it right at the beginning back in 2020, and I re-looked at it again because I did an event this week and I was talking about it. So I actually revisited it because I gave my original copy away. And the uncanny thing about reading that book, you know, unless Klaus Schwab is an absolute psychic, you can tell the whole thing's a plan. You can tell the whole thing. It's a piece of propaganda that was, it's the masterpiece of propaganda that was sold into the 193 countries to justify the Great Reset. And it's for public consumption. And there's obviously a strategic plan which was not for public consumption, which is what is being implemented. So it is quite turgid, but it's an interesting read, because when you read it, you just really, the penny just drops massively, if it hasn't already, that the whole thing is a setup